It's gonna be hard questions. But before the hard questions, we'll have to start off. Of course, some of them might not know who you are, what you do, so please go ahead. We can probably start with Abby, since you already have the mic. Start with yourself. What do you do? What Style Genie does do? Or yeah, go ahead.
Right. Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Abby Victorino. I'm the founder and CEO of Style Genie. You might have seen our video playing back since the beginning of this night. We are a personal styling service that's done online, so now you don't have to think about what to wear. So please check us out at stylegenie.ph.
Nina. Hi everyone, my name is Angelia Ong and I'm from the Secret Lounge. So we are a lash, nails and beauty lounge. And we'll be opening soon here, a branch in BGC in the fourth strip. So yeah, that's it. But we do offer the best lashes in town, guys. That I assure. And we have the best nails as well. That I assure. We need that, okay. Okay. Oh wait, please follow us on Instagram. It's The Secret Lounge PH, and on Facebook as well.
Hi, so I was only informed 5 minutes ago, so I'm so sorry for my get up versus the other ones in the panel. But I'll try to make up for it with whatever you're gonna be asking us. But hi, I'm Alea Ladaka. I am the managing director of Tectonic Summit 2019. So we are the largest tech conference in the Philippines, and we will be doing it on November 15 and 16. So the past 2 years, we've had about 15,000 attendees. So that's how big we are. And yeah, your guys are all invited, I guess. Quick plug.
And of course, no?
Hello everyone, I'm Mo. I'm the founder of NanoFixit that you can check at nanofixit.com. We are the leading screen protector here in the Philippines for your mobile electronics. So it's basically a nanotechnology that you can wipe on the glass of your phone, and it becomes 4 times harder to break and ultra scratch resistant. So we have a factory in Subic, and we are here to enjoy the evening with you. Thank you.
Great. I'm actually a proud user of NanoFix, and I really like also the insurance that comes with it. So I recently purchased a Samsung phone, and it comes with NanoFix. A really good partnership. Now, Mo, I'll start with you. So we'll go from global to local. Since you're obviously very exposed to the global market, I'd like to understand how different is the Philippine market in terms of your marketing goals. How long you've been in the business in the Philippines? And
yeah, so we've been here for around 5 years now, and we've seen the Philippines grow a lot during those 5 years, and we find the market quickly evolving, and that you used to be a country where you only had offline marketing strategies for various companies, and now you go more and more online and app-based. So we find that as an interesting model, and we're going to watch out for that.
all right. How about you, Abby? Abby, how about you guys? How about for Style Genie? How do you currently try to reach out to your market?
Yeah, so to be honest, I'm a marketing graduate, but that was years ago. I don't want to reveal the year, and it's very, very different. What we were taught in school and college. It's very different as to what is available right now, and so there are lots of ways to market online and offline. But since we're a digital company, we of course focus on the digital or the online channels. So it's also, again, it's not taught in school, or there's rare instances that there are available workshops or classes about it. So it's a challenge for business owners like us, and so it's it's never-ending learning for us.
How about for you, Angelia? Knowing that you're about to open a new business in a new market.
And the thing is, what we offer is services, so it's quite different from your challenge But right now, we take pride in the quality of our service. So the way we reach our customers are really word of mouth. Like that's what really brought us to where we are right now. We started, by the way, in a humble 20 square meter place in Makati with only 2 seats, you know, and we are very proud of again, like our product, and we were very confident about it, that we just started first with friends, and then our friends started telling other friends, and we never have, all of our customers are organic. We don't have any online push or social media push. Everything it really just started with word of mouth. So we intend to keep our quality, and we have a really good pool of customers. Actually, our clientele is very loyal. We've had a lot of switchers as well. So yeah, that's how we reach our customers. But we're also trying a lot of new stuff, since it's a new place. And it's bigger now, guys. We have 5 seats. From 20 square meters, we're now up to 80 square meters. So I remember, the thing is with Secret Lounge, it's not your typical lash salon. Like, we want our customers to feel like they're transported in a very tropical, very relaxing place. So you're not just there for the service, but for the whole experience. It's really the whole experience. That's why we only have limited seats. It's because we want the client to feel that they have it's like exclusive, you know, like it's comfortable. They're all VIPs. So we don't want those like clinic type, you know. I mean, it's not crowded. Like it feels like every person is a VIP. So, yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna dive into that a little bit later. But let's pass on the mic first to Alea and talk about how about for Tectonic, what are the current marketing challenges and that you're trying to face right now, and how are you trying to do it?
Yeah, so for Tectonic Summit, I guess just give you guys a quick background on what exactly it is about. It's about innovation and startups. So it really celebrates the what we call the ecosystem, or basically the whole community supporting startups and innovation, kind of like what Transiflix is now, and Beauty Bible and Style Genie. So we do try to push forward that kind of entrepreneurship, and as Abby mentioned earlier, like it was like these kinds of what the challenges they faced, they weren't taught in school. So that's sort of what the community is all about. It's to try and navigate that challenges as safely and as smoothly as we can help them out with. So Tectonic Summit celebrates that whole challenge and ecosystem that we built. And I guess one of the bigger challenges is startups here. It's not as public. Within all of us in the community, we know how it looks like, and we understand it deeply. But to those that don't feel like it's accessible enough for them, it's about being able to reach out to them also and inspire them to become entrepreneurs or to join the startup in the digital age. So with Tectonic Summit, for us, it's the biggest hurdle, getting it more mainstream and actually building the right foundations. And funny enough that you asked about globalization, because at the end of the day, like this past year, for me at least as the director, I've been hyper-localized prior to this role. Like I've been building the Philippines from the ground up with the National Innovation Hub, and then jumping into this role where I have to think about the global scale. How does the Philippines compete against its neighbors in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Singapore? And how do we even build a community that actually involves them also? Because it's not about the competition, it's about continuously growing together. So that's precisely, I'm glad and I'm thankful for all the community partners and the organizing team that I do have, which some of them are here in the crowd, because they already understand and they have that value set that they want to push forward for innovation, and collaboration is always at the heart of everyone. So that's sort of like how we are at right now, our reality in Tectonic.
Okay. Now, since you mentioned about the digital age and technology and everything. And as we all know, right, while technology is obviously happening and it's right now, there's still a lot of consumers that's not always online. And especially for the Philippine market, you still need to find creative ways to reach your audience all the time because not everyone is always online. So this is free for anyone to answer. Like, how do you currently reach your consumers when they're not on their phones? No? Yeah.
Well, I think the combination of working offline and online is very important. And just as you said, many people are not online all the time, but also, of course, everybody's looking at their phone all the time. But we have to be active offline too, because still the world is a little bit old-fashioned in the style where if you are not seen marketing yourself offline, you are not credible. So more credibility comes when you are marketing offline than online. Because online everybody can do. It takes, let's say, more effort, more money. You may use celebrities or influencers, and you need to be out there and show yourself offline. So what we do offline is to try and connect with the people where they are. So example for us, one of our client group would be students. So we would be active offline, meeting students or meeting our audience where they may be. We also do that with going into stores and doing in-store activities in the malls, because the Philippines has a mall culture. Everything is in the mall. So I think that if you do any business, you need to relate something to the malls. And I guess they're taking a Grab to get to the mall, many of them. So hey, if they saw you in the Grab and then in the mall, maybe even bigger chance to make a sale. So we do that. Education is very important for us anyway. So we do educational content, not just selling content. And I think that's important for any industry that we are. If it's about beauty, fashion, or other things where you have to give people free content, and this could be also done offline. And the training of frontliners that we do in the stores, and we try to go to various expos and just be where our customers are. So that's mostly what we do on the offline side.
Anybody else?
For us, it's really word of mouth. So it starts with our very own packaging. So if you see our packaging, what's this purple box? So we gain a lot. Yeah, we gain a lot of those because people are seeing us on elevators or office lobbies and like, what's that? Is that a cake? No, it's actually clothes inside a box. So people are curious. Aside from word of mouth and just being like a shareable, cute packaging, we also join a lot of events. As you mentioned, we join school events. We sponsor events like this, pageants as well. So people can see because it's fashion related. So we have to be where people are very conscious about beauty and style. And aside from those, we join TV shows as well. Like I think the final pitch people are here. So I mean, it's a good avenue to just be present. As he mentioned, if you're not, in something that's more traditional like offline TV, you're not as credible as the people who are the companies that are available offline.
Enjoy.
Hi again. Well, as for us, of course, word of mouth was really the one who helped us a lot. It's not online, but we're trying to experiment some stuff as well. I don't know if it's I called it like membership crossover, because what we do, because we're still new, we're barely. Not even a year. We started just this February, so we really try our best to just really take advantage of our resources, our friends. So what we do is we partner with other businesses. One on the works is a friend's place that offers hair color. It's a hair salon, but they don't have lashes and nails, and it's so nearby. And the community in BGC is just small. So we try our best to collab with a lot of businesses as well. And of course, with also my background, like I try my best to tap the available resources. Like you mentioned pageants, like we are actually on the works of having a partnership as well with Miss Earth. Miss Earth is on its 19th year, and all of the girls from all over the world, about 80 to 100 girls, will be coming in this coming October, and we'll have a partnership with them as well. So, events and sponsorships for sure. We try to be as present as we can as well. So I think that's also very important.
And how about you, Ale? How do you reach your audience? Since majority of obviously attendees of Tectonic are into technology, startups, so most of them are actually online. Do you even put any effort offline? Do you also do a lot of partnerships like The Secret Lounge?
So for us, so I'm talking more on the macro scale because at the end of the day, the product that we're selling, it's not a tangible product in the sense. But when we do talk about startups, there's always this distinction between a traditional enterprise like a nail salon versus a startup, and you're not a startup, maybe you're not part of us. But for me, the way I see it is the important part is always there's this integration between the two, because at the end of the day, you can learn a few tricks up their sleeves from traditional enterprises, and traditional enterprises can learn from the way startups use technology and as an online tool to scale faster. Because if they don't, they die also, because it's always about the volume, the traction of how many people actually demand your product. So for us on our end, we do try to be present as much as we can, but to some extent, it's always about the community partners that we do have. Because I came in luckily with Tectonic being on its third year. So to some extent, there's also this knowledge already that there's this conference happening, maybe not as wide scale as we want it to be, but 15,000 attendees is not a joke also to build it. So to piggyback on that, it was always about finding also the right value that we can provide to the community, trying to see, okay, we have all these resources and all these moving parts in Tectonic Summit. I alone cannot figure out the whole puzzle without everyone else, without me asking the partner next to me, hey, how can we help you? And in community building, that's always been the first step. Maybe asking how can we help, and then from there, building on that. Because if it's always been about a transaction kind of relationship, then it's not a real connection that we form with them. So I think that's also something I relate to all of you guys, because at the end of the day, students, part of it is students, part of it is the general public, but there's always this presence that you want to connect with them at the level that you provide the real value or insight that they need at the right time. So that for us has always been the key on how we determine which channel we use. So it could be like an event like this, a panel wherein we didn't know until the last minute, but okay. And also a couple of other, making sure that it's just gonna smoothen the flow, and it's a funnel from online to offline and back to online, and what exactly is your metric that you need to figure out. So yeah.
All right, it's very interesting to get different answers from you guys, because obviously you have a brand that obviously requires retail presence for distribution. You have an online subscription box for fashion, and then you have an offline beauty center basically, and then you have a Tectonic, which is a tech event. So they're all coming from different businesses, and I like the fact that when it comes to reaching your customers offline, you have different suggestions from collaborating with corporations, empowering your community, to obviously enriching and expanding your retail presence, to powering through word of mouth, influencers, through friends. But I wonder how you guys foresee in 5 to 10 years from now the future of marketing.
I guess.
Yeah, we can start with Alea. How do you see connecting to your customers in the future? Do you still see offline or more online, robots, AI?
So I have the mic, so I guess I'll speak first. All right. So for me, I think it's always gonna be data driven. I mean, from the start, and it's gonna be all about the user integration. So making sure that The way we see it is because again there's just all these tools to be able to scale faster. It's always gonna be about thinking when you start your company or your enterprise, or you even begin to think about your marketing efforts, who really are you looking at? And in terms of that data, trying to figure out where they are coming from. It is about using that to integrate your whole company, not just the marketing arm. Because at the end of the day, if your marketing and your operations, marketing says this, but operations thinks very differently, then it's gonna be messy in terms of the user experience. And at the end of the day, that's really what you want to smoothen. And to some extent, it's always gonna come from the leader, I guess, to be able to integrate that. But the CEO, I think, in the next 5 years would be your main goal is not really to hoard as many people as you can to join your functions or your roles, but it's about being able to work with the number of people that you already have, maximizing the roles, because it's not just about one particular thing now. You need to be able to be flexible enough to work in certain situations because things are changing faster than before. So with that whole thing coming into fruition, I think it's always going to be about making sure that all the functions as a CEO or as a leader, everyone in the company is in line, is in the same page, that it's always about the user. And to some extent, that's always been the customer first mentality in traditional enterprises, but now it's about being able to scale that faster and be able to be more efficient with how you go about it. So yeah.
Yeah. So from a very data-driven marketing in the future, what do you think the future looks like for marketing?
And as with our business, connected to the business, well, it's because it's service, like it's very different from what you guys are like. I think first and foremost for you guys, Wi-Fi is very, very important. But as for us, like, it's really important to be up to date, I guess, of like few years back, like I don't even remember that there's such thing as influencers, like now, like it's such a necessity to invite over influencers to try our product and stuff. So I think it's just really also important that we check the environment of the customers that we want to like tap. We want to be relatable, we want to be there, we want to be present, so we know what services or what marketing strategies we can add more. So yeah, we just really researching more.
Okay, so it seems like for you the future of marketing would still be very personalized.
Kind of, yeah. Because again, you said earlier, user experience with us, also with the customers, holistic experience is very important. We take pride in that.
How about for fashion? Do you think, Abby, that there's going to be a space for an AI stylist? So right now there's already an AI influencer on Instagram. So what do you think about the future for styling?
Yeah, so Alea mentioned about data-driven, and we're very much into that space because aside from having a personal stylist, you're also very heavy on machine learning. So I believe that human experts are still the last say at least for our business. But we want to scale, we want to optimize our operations using the machine learning technology. And aside from that, before we even, scale to that, we really need to market first. And with that, data-driven marketing comes in. And aside from personalization, we're also very personalized because our boxes are really, curated per profile, per customer that we have. So it's really data-driven personalization. But in terms of marketing, since our service is quite new, not a lot of people would want to be styled because they think, I can dress up myself, right? But we want to create content. So this is where content curation comes in. So we need to have like thumb-stopping content because people now scroll as fast as, I think the last data is 1.8 second per, I don't know how fast you guys use your mobile phones, but you really need to provide thumb-stopping content for you to, have at least a 3-second reach to your target customer. So that's a challenge, and I think that's the future. It's really about curating your content as well.
Interestingly, you're focusing more on, obviously, more and more content is coming out, and so you're seeing the future of marketing is the need to be able to separate yourself and
Correct.
be
Your
unique
content
and
should be
stand
really
out.
unique and stand out.
Right.
Yeah.
How about for you, Mo? Like, how do you think marketing would change, especially in the retail space, and for NanoFixit?
Well, I think that in the future things are now moving so fast, and we have the millennials that are thinking differently than my generation example would. Everything needs to be instant, everything needs to be fast. So I think example in my space, and I hope, I see that now in the Philippines, that at least we can get the logistics better, because we actually have to ship them a product, deliver a product, and of course here before in the Philippines, the logistics was just crazy. You couldn't get anything in your door. But what we've seen lately is improvement in that infrastructure and shipping goods door to door, which is very important. I think we need to be patient, because I think that it's going to be challenges for anybody running a business, because it's extremely competitive. I think it's a bigger need in the future for what you're kind of doing, or also us and actually everybody here, to be niche orientated. Because if you have too wide a scope and you're trying to communicate a very big message, the millennials go like, no, that was too much information. So I think you need to cut your... Before, it was all about telling this long story, and everybody loved this long story. Now you say they scroll 1.8 seconds on the page, they're not interested in a long story. They're like, what do you have? What can it do for me? And I think this is the question we have to be better to answer in marketing. What do we have? And what can it do for you, like now, instantly? And how can we provide services or products to make life easier for these consumers? Because that's all the millennials, convenience and easy. In the future, there will not be any cars sold anymore. Everybody will be taking an Uber, right? They're going to be electrical cars just driving around. Nobody will have a car anymore. The days where people put all the family in the car and went on that road trip, millennials don't even have kids anymore. So, I mean, we're really into a big change, and I think it's going to be challenging for us. We have to adjust. Thanks.
All right. Now, it's quite interesting, because I'm really excited for Jock's presentation today. It seems like it's going to touch point through a couple of things I've already mentioned about being data-driven, personalized, looking to the content as well, and obviously the delivery of the speed of the delivery of the product services is also very important. Now, before I end this, because I don't want to be the guy in between dinner, and I know you guys are like, if you're not into marketing, you'll be like, what the hell are you guys talking about? I love the conversation, because obviously it's my space, but I hope you guys know Fast Talk. Do you know Fast Talk? Can you choose one or two? Like, I'll give you two things, and you choose which one.
Boy, stop.
So the girls would know it, but Mo, would you know this? So I will give you two options that say one or two, and you tell me which one you want. Right? Let's start with the first one. Lights on or lights off?
Lights on.
Lights on. How about Abby?
Off.
Off. Ooh.
Off.
Off. Okay.
Off.
Off. All right. Tocino or longanisa?
Casino.
Tocino. How about you? Tocino or longanisa?
Casino na lang.
Tocino. Okay. Abby?
Longanisa.
Longanisa. All right.
Tocino.
Tocino. Okay. Sex or chocolate?
Definitely sex.
Okay.
Sex.
Sex.
Titi Boy did not even ask me this. Mama's not around sex.
I want to be the tiebreaker and say chocolates, but honestly, sex.
Sex with chocolate. Okay. iFlix or Netflix?
Netflix.
Netflix.
Transflix it. Transflix. Baliktad. Transflix. No, Netflix. Netflix.
Netflix.
Netflix.
Netflix. AdMob or Transiflix? That's the end of it. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll pass on to